Hi guys, it's Ru here, and let's continue with our legs. The shape looks good from the side, from the front and the side, so we should be Gucci. Alright, so let's continue here, and we need to construct this piece now, meaning we need another cube, right? And just let's go down and let's make it bigger on individual origins. You can hold control to snap it to the size, because you can see that this cube is perfectly matching the grid. So SZ, make it taller. Now let's rotate these legs again, shall we? So go back to cursor rotation and let's align them more or less. This is too far, so make it a little bit less steep. Something like this, I think. And then this one would be, rotated like this. Here, a little bit this way. Right, and then we would have another one rotated. I'm rotating out the cursor, which is not ideal, but it's okay. Doesn't really matter that much. And this would be the length of the leg, more or less, right? So let's turn off the legs and see how we're looking. Yeah, we're looking pretty good. We're looking pretty good. This is going to be a massive mech. And I think, I might actually go with really thick legs to give him authority. Like really, really big legs. Yeah, like crazy big. So let's... the only thing you need to think about is the joints. The joints need to be able to support the weight. Otherwise, it's just going to look silly, yeah? So, like one of those bodybuilders who forgot to do a leg day. And let me see. Never forget your leg day, guys. Never forget your leg day. Yeah, this is a little bit too far outside. I think what we're going to do is go back in time. And once we apply the modifiers, we're just going to thicken them out later on. But what we can do at the moment is to make them a bit thinner here. Let's see how we're looking. Yeah, this leg's gonna have to be a little bit thicker, I think. Although they do kind of match the, the joints. Of course, we're gonna cut them, so they're not gonna be so massive, because there's no point of having so much weight in legs. They need to be strong, not heavy, right? Or like not too heavy. And then the bottom part, right? So we're good with this. So I tell you what, let's here block out. Okay, so double click and type block out, and these are gonna be actual legs now. So select all these and make a new collection, legs. Now let's bring them up here, right? Cool. So we can actually, hide these, right? We don't need them at the moment, and reset this one like I said before. So Alt R and Alt G. Okay, so now we can focus on doing something in here. Now, what we want, like I said before, is, this needs to be interesting. So let's grab this boolean here and maybe make it a bit bigger. Maybe like this. Well, this makes sense. I don't know, maybe it's a bit too big. Maybe it's a bit too big. Maybe it should be a little bit higher here. Like this. Something here. Maybe that's what it should be. Maybe it's a bit too long. Maybe it's a bit too long. Maybe it should be inside of the leg, like this. Maybe. Maybe it's gonna be less eye-poking. Yeah, maybe this would make more sense. And the legs itself, themselves could be a bit longer on y-axis. So, sort of like this. And we could cut them in here, on the sides. We could create some interesting shape. I think maybe this is better. I'm not quite sure, to be honest. I'm not quite sure which one is better. Whoops. It makes these legs a bit smaller. Let's see if this is better. think this is a little bit too narrow, you know. This leg should be a little bit like, you know, on this side, kind of like really legs. Yeah, not some feeble legs. That's enough of, I think, space that we need. What we could do here, right, with these two, before we actually join, so let's remove this boolean because it's actually irritating. We're gonna bullet later. So which one was it? Not these, probably one of the last ones. This one, right? So let's remove this one. And what we can do here, because we lost the mesh, go to settings and shade solid, and you got your shape back. So you can retrieve a shape from a cutter if you want to, this way. Let's extrude it, right? Extrude it and then scale it down like this. Yeah, this is what I want. In fact, let's move it a bit further and then scale it down. Let's see how we're looking. Yeah, this is actually more. This is like a support in here, which is pretty important. The only problem is that now this mechanically makes no sense because this sort of needs to be detached. Okay, so we're gonna attack it from the other side. We're gonna connect it from the leg side. So what we're gonna do here, let's recall this cutter that's here. This one. Go from the front, and we're gonna cut the cutter. Okay, in this kind of a fashion here, right? All right, and let me see. This is good, but I want this one uncovered. How to tackle this? Okay, we're gonna cut it in the middle. So let's bring all of them to local mode, and we're gonna cut this cutter right from the inside. So we're gonna cut it with a box like this, and let's see what we're gonna get. And now we need to remove this cutter from the top. So mod scroll toggle. I can't pronounce this thing. It's crazy. Yeah, and we need to cut it as well. So what we're gonna do is we're actually going to do something like this. Right? Perfect. Now this is a little bit too wide. So again, grab this one, grab this modifier. So grab this modifier and make it a little bit narrower. Okay, like this. Yeah, there you go. Now you're talking. And let's bring this face closer here. Okay, and let's chamfer this. So go to edge mode and we can chamfer it. Now this is what I want. There we go. And I think it should go a little bit deeper this way. So here like this, and maybe a little bit down. GZ. Oh, we could actually make it even with this, you know, just for fun. So here, more or less, right? Let's get continuity, but not really. So it could turn at the same time. It could turn the front and back, and then sideways, and that makes mechanically more sense. Now this boolean here is going too deep. So let me see. This one, right? This needs to go. This cutter is too deep, right? So we need to lift it up to here. There we go. So it doesn't affect this cut in here. Perfect. Everything is good. Everything is good. All right. Perfect. Now let's save this, right? So let's go to side view and think. Now we will need to slice this thing a little bit, okay? Because it's just too, you know, too German at the moment, too bulky. It looks like a tiger tank. we need to add a little bit of finesse. So less like a BMW, more like Benz. And let's think about some shapes here. We could cut this corner here. Or just a tiny bit of a corner. Doesn't have to be a massive cut. Could be cut this way, but we don't want to uncover this one, you see. So you see the front. Yeah, the front is okay. The back was cut a little bit too deep. What we could do is cut it this way. So go to side view, Control Q. This shortcut was reset because I reinstalled Blender. So I'm gonna do it again. Go to preferences and go to key map and type quit and quit Blender. We don't need it. And let's go to Q and mesh tools, modifier, align view, right click, assign shortcut, Control Q. Okay, so now Control Q, and we could rotate it to the front a bit like that and slice it here like this in the corner. It's gonna be quite a cool slice in my opinion. We could do the same thing here, so rotate it this way. This align tool in HardOps is just it's just so good. I mean, this couldn't be any better. Yeah, it's so good. Yeah, I don't like this. Let's try again. So front view, Control Q and Alt scroll. And maybe we just cut it like this here, you know, like this. This could be interesting. No, it isn't. It's all about shapes, and I'm looking for some interesting cuts and stuff. Also, I'm not crazy about this. See that? This thing here happening. I'm not sure if I like that. So what I might do is narrow this after the cut, after the boolean is complete. Let's see what we can do. These hollows here, this could be interesting as well for adding some structure. In fact, we could do this from either side or the front. And maybe side's gonna be interesting. What I want to do is add some cuts in it here. This could be cut as well. I think it's gonna add a little bit of like a forward movement. I really want to cut this corner, I really do. And what that will do is a little bit thin, but what we could do is literally make these legs a little bit, you know, more a bit thicker. Grab this corner piece, wherever it is here, and move it a little bit backwards. See here, there we go. Because you need some strength, some structural strength to all this, otherwise it's just gonna make zero sense. So that's pretty cool, right? That's pretty cool. We could create another cut in here like this. Nope, that makes no sense. I don't think this one will make sense either. It's gonna look like stairs. Actually, it's not too bad. Or maybe this one is gonna be better, you know. No, it makes it look feeble, kind of like. This is actually too deep. I think this is really too deep. So what I'm gonna do is move this cutter a bit to the to this side. Okay, a bit more, and then grab this cutter and move it inside, so like that. Now this could work, I think. That's much better. Shift 5, was it? There we go. Yeah, it's still a bit feeble. So what we can do is drop the angle on this cutter here on the front, I mean on this side here. So go to this cutter and front and GZ and move it down. See, and make it stronger, or even equal in angle, or more or less equal in angle. But I think maybe asymmetrical solution could be interesting, or even combine it here like this. So you know, GZ and create something like this. This will be interesting. Now the top is a bit too strong for the bottom, so what we can do is just slice a bit of it off, or what we could do is make this one a bit thicker. So grab the cutter on the outside, this one, and move it a bit this way, right? And then grab this one, front one, and just make it wider. There we go. Yeah, that's a bit better. That's a bit better. I think the side one could be... Yeah, I think that's okay. I think that's okay. This one is still a little bit too deep, you know? Like, I don't know. Maybe something like this. Right? And mod toggle, and drop this one down somewhere here, maybe. We could fix this with some solution. In fact, you know, we could combine these two. So, although this kind of looks pretty cool. This kind of looks pretty cool. This is not bad. This is not bad. I'm not sure about this cut in the middle, though. This one, right? So what about if we cut this completely out like that? And we're gonna worry about this later, you know. Let's fix this top first and worry about this one later. This one also could be cut. Where is it? This one, right? This bit here. Not gonna be easy to do, but what we could do is introduce loops, yeah? Because when you introduce loops to your boolean, these loops gonna get introduced to your mesh. So if you run loops here, like this, right? You got loops in here, which is perfect. So in fact, we could use another loop in here to secure this boolean in the future, and another one here. This one is a little bit too, let me see. Oh, this is not symmetrical, that's the problem. So this one will do. In fact, we could move this one inside. So GG, move it inside here, and this one's gonna stay outside. Alright, perfect. And what's going on in here? That's a weird shading. Unless I'm seeing things. I think I'm seeing things. Okay. So let's try to apply this in it. I mean, we could move this to backup, yeah? So Shift D and move it to backup. And in fact, this one to Shift D and move it to backup, right? And this to Shift D, move it to backup. So now we can apply all the modifiers. So Smart Apply, and let's see how we're looking.